Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. This is my 87th time filming this intro. I have gotten rusty because I haven't posted a plan with me in quite some time. I feel like it's only been 2 weeks, but I'm a little rusty. I don't know. Well, I know why. There's just been a lot going on in my life. I've been trying to update as much as I can on Instagram, but like things have just been crazy, and putting stickers down on in my planner has just like it just like became priority 100 until it needed to be priority number 1. So yeah, I've had 3 blank weeks in my planner, and I just was not comfortable with that. But the point is, I am back. We're catching up with Plan With Me's. I am not skipping a week. Well, technically I'm skipping Paris, but you guys already know all that. That'll go up when I get the green light to do so. But not skipping a week, just taking my sweet ass time to get these up. So for this week, I am planning from July 29th to August 3rd, and this is the week that I went to Austin for the 4th annual ScribblePrintsCo planner party, which this might be a biased opinion, but it is the best planner event ever. It's my favorite because you just get to talk to wonderful people, eat wonderful food. Andrea prides herself on her food selections and all that, so you know you're always gonna get good food. And I didn't get to eat any actually at the party. I ate some corn on the cob, but that was me just trying to show off how I eat corn because I'm like a kind of a perfectionist at it. But other than that, it was just a great time, great people. There was great food. Everyone else got to enjoy it, and it was a great party. But yeah, for this week, there was actually a kit made that went out in Everybody Swag that was themed for the party, which was like Great Gatsby themed because the hotel was very like 20s, vintagey kind of looking decor and all of that, and all like the SBC girls dressed up in sort of flapper 20s style dresses, and a lot of people dressed up too, so it was really cool to see, and it was just fun. I love dressing up, so I really enjoyed that. But I thought that that kit would better serve as a New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's week kit because we are going into the 20s next year. So I decided to save that for that, and the November Mystery from last year is my favorite of the planner kits that have come out thus far. It's super pretty. I love all the marble, and we have the pink and the bows and the gold foil, which like how much more planner girl can you get than that? So yeah, I'm putting down the bottom washi, the full boxes, and the glitter headers, and all of the overlays that I put on top of all of those things are from ScribblePrintsCo. As always, I am a sucker for that beautiful foil. It is gorgeous. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, put all of that down, and I'll be right back to do the sidebar. That was a lot quicker than expected because I was doing the voiceover with the like setting up the week footage going at 2 times speed when normally I have it at like 6 times speed. So I fixed that, and then it turned out that the footage was like right up to the next footage. So here we are. You guys didn't have to wait very long for me to come back. So moving on to the sidebar, I have the gorgeous girl covering the thankful thought, quote box, whatever have you, and then I went ahead and put down 2 habit trackers with the half-cut glitter headers in between, doing that some white space. You guys know, gotta make it as bougie as possible. So I have the 2 habit trackers, and then underneath the second habit tracker, I have a mini ombre heart checklist to write out a more detailed night routine, because that is what that second habit tracker is for. The first one is for my vitamins, and I have that gold foiled vitamin sticker that was a custom gift from Andre. You unfortunately cannot get it, but it is there because it is in there every single week, and I've actually been really bad at taking my vitamins, which was just not the right time to be like skimping out on taking my vitamins. Then after that, I put down a squared off half box and these 2 adorable derpkins. I call them derpkins. Andrea calls them funchkins. I think I have to stick to funchkins. I have this knack of just like naming things that they are not named, and I can't name any examples because said person will probably just not be very happy if I said it out loud. But yeah, so they are funchkins, which are basically munchkins that Andrea drew, and they are of myself and Andrea, which I thought were so stinking cute, and I used those to mark that it was the SBC party week. Then I grabbed a thick piece of washi and a to-do header, smack those on top of each other, and then I put down a ombre heart checklist at the bottom, and then just like covered that little tiny space with a half cut header and filled everything out, I guess, off camera. Did I not film that? No, I guess I did not. So yeah, all the pens and stuff I use will be listed down below in the description box. I'm like more of a storyteller now, and I don't name all the stickers, but you guys can see it if you're watching. If you're like me, then you listen to half of the Plan With Me's. I listen to all the Plan With Me's, and sometimes I'll look up when like something catches my attention, or I'm like, I wonder how they marked that. But if you have any specific questions about stickers that I use and you don't know where it's from, I will be happy to answer that in the comments down below. So yeah, we're just gonna go straight on into it because that's what's happening on screen as I'm recording this. So the first thing that I did on Monday was binge watch 90 Day Fiancé, and then I FaceTimed Andrea. I can't remember why, because this was so very long ago, but I used this FaceTime Andrea sticker is actually from Station Stickers. I think she offered custom stickers, like custom foils at one point. Don't quote me, she might not be doing that anymore, but I have the FaceTime Andrea sticker, and I put that down. That is probably the only foil that I use that is not from ScribblePrintsCo. Then after that, I published my London Plan With Me, which, by the way, thank you for all the love on that video and all of the suggestions for like things to do if and when I go back, which is a when, because I am dying to go back to London already. I made like a little montage video. It's like a 55-minute long montage of my trip, like travel vlog style with music and all of that. And I rewatched it recently because I was showing my dad, and I was like, I really want to go back to London so bad. That Tower Bridge, man, still gets me every time. But yeah, so thanks for all the love on that. I really appreciated that. Ooh, hello, FaceTime. Is that anyone else's FaceTime ringtone? I feel like a lot of people just have that as their caller ringtone, and it really throws me off because I'm like, someone's FaceTiming you, and they're like, no, someone's just calling me. And I'm like, oh, okay. But anyway, so after publishing the Plan With Me, I got to prepping for a taco night, which did take some time because I was chopping up all the ingredients like the tomatoes, the onions, the jalapenos, and shredding the Oaxaca cheese because that is my preferred cheese for making tacos. My favorite taco place uses that cheese, and it's delicious. It's like Mexican mozzarella, and if you haven't tried it, you need to in your tacos because it's so good. So yeah, I was prepping for all my taco stuff. We have like a vegetable chopper thing. I only like using it for some things because sometimes like if the the vegetables aren't super duper fresh, it kind of just squishes them. But it's a very sharp blade, and I know that because I was trying to tap some of the vegetables from out of the blades, and I smacked my fingers right onto the sharp edge of the blades, and that was no bueno, and that was no fun because like I just had little like slices on all like the bends of my fingertips. It was not a good time. But yeah, so while I was prepping for taco night, I was watching Big Brother pretty much actually throughout the day as I was doing things, and I had maybe like 7 episodes to catch up on, so I did that. And then we had our taco night. I made tacos for myself, my sister, her friend came over, and some for my mom, which my mom saved for the next day because I made too many tacos, and she was like, it tastes like a tostada, and I'm like, whatever works. But I make some pretty good tacos. I also made guac, so that's why the prep for tacos took a really long time. I make some delicious guac. That is the only thing where I go to restaurants and I'm like, I make better guac. Like, I really do. I make really good guac. So then after taco night, I FaceTimed Kelly and I put away my clothes, which were waiting to be put away from like past laundry days. I don't really know. I could be making this stuff up, but I'm pretty sure that is what had happened. Then on Tuesday, the first thing that I wanted to mark was that my spacebar was broken and breaking. It's been broken for a few weeks now, but for some reason it kind of works still. And I haven't taken it to Apple yet. I'm waiting for it to like completely die or stop working completely again, but somehow it miraculously fixed itself. Thank goodness, because I couldn't get anything done on my computer that required typing things out. I think I even mentioned it in the London Plan With Me that even recording these voiceovers was really hard because the spacebar is the pause button or the stop recording button, and I would have to like smack it to get the recording to stop, which was not so fun. So I wrote broken spacebar because it was really bothering me this day. I think I was trying to get mood boards done for Andrea, and I couldn't type anything out, although Andrea was like, why didn't you just copy and paste a space? And I was like, because I'm not as smart as you. So after that, I spent the whole day watching Orange is the New Black. I had waited quite a bit of time since like the new season came out to start watching it. I don't know why. I guess I was just like putting it off and like watching other things, but I was like, I need to be like watching it because I don't like missing details in Orange is the New Black. Then I had some tea because I was still fresh off my European excursions, and my mom and I had bought like a ton of really good tea from London, and I wanted to make some. I apparently made it really, really strong because I made it really, really wrong, but it explained why after I had like 2 cups of tea, I was like bouncing off the walls because it was like black tea with a lot of caffeine in it, and I didn't dilute it. Like, it's a loose leaf tea that we cooked in like a little teapot thing, and basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pour in a little bit of that steep tea and then hot water, and I just gave me and my mom straight steeped tea, and a lot of caffeine in it. So much caffeine. But yeah, so after that, I had a manicure at 5:30. It is the manicure you see here. It was really pretty. I wanted to get something fun done for a party, so I went to my mom's lady, and she was really good. She's really good with designs. She's put like flowers and stuff on my mom's fingers, but she is in Brooklyn, and I am really lazy, so I'm like, I need someone like right next to me to get my nails done. So I don't think I'm going to go back to this lady, but I have to have them short and probably neutral anyway. So like there's going to be no point in going all the way over to her to get them done. But I really like how the manicure turned out. She filed them a little janky, some of them, but it's okay. I still like how it turned out. Then after that, I spent the rest of the night editing my travel video, which is the London-Paris video. I will not be putting it up on YouTube because my mom is not comfortable with me doing that. That is why a lot of my like previous vlogs are now private. Actually, all of them are private. I keep saying and I don't like it. But they're all privated because my mom doesn't want me putting that on the internet, and I will respect that. Also, when your mom tells you like, I'm afraid of something on the internet, then you just get paranoid too. So yeah, that's not going up, but it's really fun to have that video just to watch in later years. There's that again. And then after that, I just binge watched YouTube videos at the end of the night. I think I had written down tea time twice. So it was tea time and then tea time. And I was like, damn it. Because I am so far removed from this week that I don't even remember what happened that day. But so I threw in YouTube binge. I'm like, I probably watched a bunch of YouTube videos that day anyway. So moving on to Wednesday, I put in a half box because I spent a majority of this day editing the travel video. I figured out a way to cut clips without using the space bar. So I was like, at least I can spend some time doing this. Then my sister came downstairs to my room and was working on some stuff for her classroom using my little portrait. And we were just listening to musicals and stuff, so I wrote crafts and musicals, and then I replied to some YouTube comments from my London video because there were so many, and I appreciated every single one of them. It was great. And then I watched more of Orange is the New Black. Just the majority of my day was Orange is the New Black and editing the travel videos. But then I needed to pack for Austin, which usually I'm pretty on top of packing, but I didn't pack or take down my suitcase until maybe like 10 o'clock at night, which was crazy for me. I just didn't feel like I was going anywhere, probably because I just came back and unpacked. But yes, I needed to pack for Austin, and then I started my 15th tray of Invisalign. It's so much more fun to mark these, like the Invisalign, every single week because I feel like I'm getting through them pretty fast because I feel like I'm always recording a new voiceover. But yeah, sorry about my head from before, and you can see my little bit of frizz sticking out, but it just does what it wants. So now we can move on to Thursday, which I did add a day extender on this day because this was the day that I left for Austin. Also at the bottom of the bottom washi, so like the bottom washi, I added in this fun countdown, which was a foil that Andrea had in her shop. That was a countdown to the SPC planner party, and I just added that in afterwards. So starting on well, yeah, starting at the beginning of Thursday, like why would we start in the middle? The first thing I wanted to mark was my flight to Austin, which was thankfully on time, and we left, and it was great. It was in the morning, 6:15 a.m., was on my way, was going to be there in the morning. We had the whole day ahead of us. So while we were on the flight, while I was on the flight, there was a whole like bachelor party, and I was sitting next to a bachelorette party. They were separate. It was amazing. There were so many handsome boys on the plane, and I was like, this is gonna be a good vacation. I just took that as a good like sign, good omen for like the trip to come. So yeah, then on the flight, I was finishing editing my travel video. I finished it, I watched it. It killed about an hour of my time, which was great because the flight's only like 3.5 hours. So then I only had 2.5. So for the rest of the flight, I was reading The Royal We, which is like my absolute favorite book. If you guys haven't read it yet, please read it. I will keep mentioning it because I think I spent the rest of the week following this one reading it. So I'm definitely going to mention it in the next Plan With Me, but it's so good. My favorite book aside from Harry Potter, like just read it. If you love royal things, if you like romance things, love it so much. So yeah, and then after that, I got to the airport and I grabbed some coffee. It wasn't the greatest coffee. Kind of wish I went somewhere else to get it. That robot, if you ever go to the Austin airport, there is a robot kiosk that makes the coffee for you, kind of like the robot in Vegas that makes the drinks for you, but better because it's caffeine and I can have caffeine. Yeah, for some reason I decided to skip it, even though I know it makes delicious coffee all the time. But I went somewhere else to get it, and I was like, this was okay. Now I'm just caffeinated, and I didn't enjoy my coffee. But yeah, I marked it as a morning coffee. And then when I got to Andrea picked me up. We headed to her office, and I did a ton of sticker shopping, picked up my order in person, if you will, grabbed a ton of bougie boxes, grabbed the new long bougie boxes that are on like that glossy paper. It's amazing. I used it for the double day extender things. They're day extender bougie box things. It's a long name, but these are the ones I used for this week, and I love them so much. They're so much easier to use, and they feel really like sexy. If paper can be sexy, they're just luxurious. I love it so much. So went sticker shopping, and then we tried out a new place called Kava for lunch, which Andrea was like, it's like healthy. And I'm like, okay, but it's like delicious. I love that I try new things because otherwise I would have been like, no, I don't want to go. But it was delicious. It was like pita sandwiches and bowls and stuff like that. So good. We ended up having it again. Was it the next day? Yeah, we ended up having it again the next day. It is so good. Then we were trying to figure out what to do, and I really didn't want to go shopping because I'm in no position to be spending money. But the domain was calling, so me and Andrea went shopping. We went to Forever 21. They have so many cute things there. I bought this dress that I wore like 3 out of the like 5 days I was there. Not like the whole day, but I put that dress on a lot, and then it became my visit doctor dresses that I ended up wearing the following week after this. It was so cute. I loved it so much. Did I buy anything else? I don't know. I don't think so. And then after Forever 21, we had a dinner reservation at a place called Dip Dip Dip, which was like hot pot amazingness. It was new. We were there as soon as they opened. Andrea managed to get a reservation for us, and I'm so glad because it was so freaking good. Like, I'm thinking about it now, and I really want to go back. Like, it was delicious. It was so much fun to like cook the food, and all the flavors are amazing. Ugh. And I'm so glad I had a sticker for it. I used this wonton in a million steamy sticker with a little hot pot, and it was just so good. I couldn't hear anything the waiters were saying because they used like a spa voice, like a calm, the voice, that kind of voice. And I was like, I can't hear a word you're saying. I looked at Andre and I was like, am I going crazy? Because I can't hear anything. It was amazing. They had like a whole box of mushrooms. They had little sausages that you put in the hot pot, and it's ready because the part of the sausage that they cut turn into little octopus tentacles. It was amazing. 10 out of 10. Recommend dinner and a show. It's freaking good. I hope that when I come back to Austin, I guess not when I come back to Austin next, but the next time after that, I hope we can get a reservation because I really want to go back. It was that good. So then, of course, after that, we went to Target because what is a trip to Austin with Andrea without Target? And then I spent some time cuddling Bennett, but I don't have Cuddle with Bennett stickers, so I use Playtime with Bennett. And with him, Cuddles With Bennett and me, cuddling is a joke. So playtime with Bennett totally works. Then after that, I marked that Andre and I baked brownies, which was just like the funniest thing ever, watching us bake the brownies. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous, but we needed a snack because we were watching the series finale of Jane the Virgin, and it was just like, there's my hair. It was just a lot, and I had to like hide myself with the blanket because I was like, I think I might cry, and I don't want Andre to see me cry, even though she always sees me cry. But I was just like, oh my god, it's so beautiful, and it was great. I loved it. I loved how they ended it. It was perfect. Then Andre and I got really hungry, so we sent Nick to go get us Wendy's, and that was even more beautiful and brilliant. I had chicken nuggets, and I was convinced they changed the formula of the chicken nuggets. Also, fun fact, the spicy nuggets are out, and those are just absolute life from Wendy's. So I need to go get spicy chicken nuggets. It's only 8:30 right now. Should I go get spicy chicken nuggets? I'm not going to go get spicy chicken nuggets. It's kind of far from where I live. And then the last thing I wrote was out like a night. I'm out like a night. No, I wrote out like a light because it was a very long day. We did so much, and I fell asleep like a baby on Andre's beautiful couch, which I always prefer over a blow-up mattress, which is like, you wouldn't think, but it's a really good couch, you guys. Love that couch. So now moving on to a Friday, the first thing we got, of course, is Starbucks. So good, so good. Then I spent a good chunk of time with Bennett because Andre needed to pack for the weekend ahead. I was already packed because I was packed for Austin, and I didn't really unpack when I got there because I'd only been there for like 24 hours. But I got to play with Bennett in his room, and it was really fun because he was rearranging his entire room with all of his toys and stuff. He actually has this one really cool toy where like he pulls like a lever and these cars come flying down, but you don't know which of the 3 paths they'll go on, and one of them is like a ramp, and they kind of just fly off of it. It was really cool and unexpected. He just pulled the lever, and I was like, what? That's so crazy. And I genuinely meant it because I was like, whoa, that is cool. But yeah, we played for a little bit. He kept trying to hide from me. We pretended to nap for a little bit. I don't know if he already knew this. I think Andre told me that he like at one point like faked sleeping, but I would just be like, shh, and then he would like mimic me, and it was really cute. And oh my god, I love that little cheese so much, and I'm so glad we got to play because it was great. And I think he's like finally like remembering who I am. He's still apprehensive when I see him for the first time, but it's so nice because he loves me, and he gave me a little kiss, and it was amazing. And this time I didn't laugh in his face because I did that the first time he tried to give me a kiss because it was an open mouth one, and I was just like, what is happening? But yeah, it was really fun. So then after that, we headed over to the hotel where the party was going to be at, and we checked in and then got some room service for lunch. Was it lunch? I think so, yes. And then we just ended up chilling at the hotel for a little bit. I met up with some planner people, and we went to this really fancy coffee shop that Denise from Paper and Milk posted on her Instagram story and was like, oh my god, they have one right next to our hotel. I don't remember what it's called, but I was like, yo, I really love some fancy coffee. I actually really like crappy coffee, but I was like, this place looks fancy, and I'm down to try it out. So I was like, let's go. And then we saw that they had lavender coffee, so I got myself some lavender coffee, and it tasted like something I can't mention, I guess, on this plan with me. It just tasted very earthy. It tasted kind of like dirt, but like really floral, perfumed dirt and coffee. It was good. I drank the whole thing, but it was very interesting. Then after that, we picked up kava for lunch. It was me, Bree, and Bruce. Bree and Bruce are Andrea's friends. They're my friends too now, but they're Andrea's friends from her Pennsylvania days. I love them so much. They're amazing. Bruce laughs at everything that I say, well, all my jokes that I try to make, and I really, really appreciate that. So, love them. And we ended up picking up kava for lunch, like I said, and then just spent the rest of the night chilling in the hotel room. But I already marked that. So then the last thing I marked was that we set up the ballroom for the party. And I also need to mention that I was starting to feel really sick on this day. I don't know. It was probably a combination of nerves and generally getting sick. But when we were decorating the ballroom and I was running around, I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. Like, there is no air in here. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't like this. I feel like my throat's closing in. I can't swallow anything. It was a lot. And then Andre was like, what do I need to get you to make sure you're well tomorrow? And I'm like, it's fine. I'm gonna make it through. I'm gonna push through. But I didn't mark that I felt sick because there was other things to mark. Then on Saturday, it was the day of the party. All the SPC girls woke up super duper early and we had some room service for breakfast, and I feel like room service breakfast is second to diner breakfast. Like, you just, like, it never is bad even when it's not great. It's just you can't mess up like eggs, bacon, and some toast. It's always great, and they always bring you those little mini hot sauces of Tabasco, and I love it so much. Then we got to doing our hair and makeup. Brie did everybody's hair, which is really great because I can only keep my hair curly and hope it doesn't frizz or straighten it, and it was really fun to get to do some like fun hairstyles on everybody. Everyone looked so beautiful. Andre was in charge of lashes for everyone because she had like spackle as like eyelash glue. It was amazing. I really need to get some because it was really good, and she was telling us it was good, and I was like, yeah, it's really good. But I have my duo eyelash glue. Hers is better. So yeah, after that, we put on our outfits. All of us had like the dresses, like I mentioned before, and we headed on downstairs. I deposited a really big bag, like a tote bag full of stuff at the de-stash table. There was like really good stuff in there. It was really fun to watch like everyone like digging through it. The party was so big this year. There were like 300 people there, which means I got to meet a lot of new people, and I got to hang out with some old planner friends, and it was just perfect planner party pandemonium. Had to go with the P there, and I loved it so much. I love taking all those pictures with you and getting to sign your planner. I'm sorry if you guys missed out on my little flapper munchkin because I did the raffle and I wasn't expecting to be on that side of the room for pretty much the rest of the party, and I left my little munchkin sheets at the other end of the hall, like the ballroom that we were in. So, and I never got a chance to go around and give those out because I made sure to like remember like everyone who came up to me and said hi and I signed their planner, but I just never got a chance to go back to get my stickers. But I was really flattered. A lot of you asked me to sign your your planners. I always am. It's so weird but amazing, and I love it, so thank you very much. After marking the planner party, I just wrote fangirl moments because it was just like I was fangirling, you guys were fangirling, like it was the best thing ever. Then we took all the photos, so I marked that, plus the photo booth is my favorite part of the planner parties every year because you get to take so many photos, and then they always come on like digitals. Whoever Andre goes through, they always make like the individual pictures digitals, so you not only get the cute photo strips, but you do have the digitals to like post on Instagram and things like that, so it was great. And then the party was over before we knew it. It was craziness. I was really tired. I kind of pushed away my sickness at this point. I wasn't feeling fantabulous, but I was like riding on a high because I was having so much fun. And then after that, we went back to the hotel room and we chilled with some planner peeps and we ordered pizza, but it took forever for the pizza guy to bring us our pizza. I think we waited like 2.5 hours. Like I said, I didn't really eat at the party except for like the corn on the cob and a bite of the mac and cheese, which was so delicious. But we were waiting for the pizza for a while, and it took like 2.5 hours to get to us. And there's like this whole like, not a conspiracy theory, but like this whole thing with the guy like lying to us about getting the pizza and saying it was like a Saturday night, and we're like, we know, that's why we ordered the pizza 2 hours in advance, yada yada yada. But we still got to hang out with a lot of planner peeps, and it was really fun. Now we got to rest, which was good because I was like, I really need it. I got Annie from Annie Plans actually had sinus and flu medicine, so I was like super thankful for that because I needed it. I think at this point I still hadn't had any medicine, but I was trying to drink tea and things like that. I don't know. But yes, moving on to a Sunday, we were checking out of the hotel, but before that we had brunch at a place called Bangers with Kitnish, Jess, and her friend Steph. Okay, last week I couldn't get this thing to pause, and now it just keeps pausing every 25 seconds, and I don't know why, but I don't have time to figure it out. But yeah, we went to brunch with everybody, plus Kitnish, Jess. I don't know, her name is Jess, but I'm just going to keep calling her Kitnish, Jess, and Steph, and it was really fun. We found out, well, we were like bothering them about their accents because they're from Australia. And we're like, we love your accents. Everything sounds great. And we're like, do we have accents? And then me and Andrea found out that we sound different. Like, we have different accents, which we were like, we sound different. And I'm like, we're embarrassing, but in the best way possible. So yeah, we had brunch, then we checked out of the hotel, and then all us planner girls went to SPC HQ. And we all just lost our gosh darn minds in there. And this is coming from someone who has like picked up every single ScribblePrintsCo kit that she ever needs. Stacks on stacks of bougie boxes, all of that. And I still managed to come out with another thick stack of things. And I fully convinced myself and learned, well, like, I guess this just solidified in me that when other people are shopping, I need to shop as well, because I thought I had everything, and then I got really jealous that everyone else was shopping for stuff, so I, like, dug into all, like, the future wiggles, which I never wanted to touch before because it was so overwhelming. All of, like, the future scripts and things like that, I was, like, in it because everyone else was in it, and I wanted to be included. Well, not included, but, like, I just wanted to be in on the fun. Like, I wanted to have something to show for it. So, yeah, there was a madness with stickers, everything. It was wonderful watching everyone, like, running around in like the office space. It was great. Emily, not so much, probably didn't love that because we were in her space, like digging through all her organization, but I want to think we did an okay job at keeping it clean. Emily, if you're watching this, I'm sorry if we didn't, but it's overwhelming and it's crazy. So after that, we went back to Andrea's house, and Marg was eating some cereal, and we were feeding it to Bennett, and then Marg was feeding it to me, which was just like the truest sign of love. Like there's no, why is my hair in every shot? I could not have gotten closer to my planner if I tried. Hello, Roots. But yeah, there is no truer love than the love of someone feeding you Fruity Pebble cereal. It was great. Then we all had Velvet Taco, which was delicious. And then we watched Nailed It on the couch. Me and Marg were all snuggled up on the couch together watching Nailed It, and it was really funny. And then we all went to the Domain to frolic. I was like, I'm not allowed to shop. I don't think I didn't buy anything. Oh, wait, I'm like covering up with my finger all the stores we went to. So we went to the Amazon bookstore, and I've been telling you guys how I haven't had either time to read books, or I haven't finished like 3 books, but your girl still bought some books. She bought books, and she still just ended up finishing the Royal We, which she's read 3 times. We don't know her. So we went to the Amazon bookstore. I'm a sucker in there. I love their displays. They display the books beautifully. Their recommendations and like the little reviews and stuff are wonderful. Then we went to Sephora, and what did I get there? Andrea bought me a refill of my Laura Mercier powder, but this one was like a glow powder, which was amazing. And then I bought myself a like metallic eyeshadow. I don't know what company it's from, but it looks like one of those foiled pots that you would need water to activate and make the eyeshadow look good, but you don't, and you just rub it on, and it's it's glittery, beautiful majesty, and I loved it so much. Like, it's one of those eyeshadows that like looks perfect by itself. You throw on some mascara, maybe a red lip, if you're feeling crazy, and you just go on about your day. Then we went to a place called the Yard Milkshake Bar, which Andrea had been talking about last time I was there, but the line is always out the door, and it's one of those milkshake places where they make the monstrosities of like cupcakes and like sandwiches. There's no sandwiches, but I'm just exaggerating. Cupcakes and like brownies on top of these like mason jar things, and I'm like, I can eat an Oreo, I can eat a cupcake, I can eat 2 cupcakes. I cannot drink a milkshake and then eat like a cupcake and a brownie and like all the goop. Oh my god, I didn't mean to. I was about to burp when I said that. It probably sounded like I was about to vomit. That wasn't the case, but it was just a lot of sugar. Like, I feel like if I ate that, I would need like a salty tomato, a salty pickle, and a steak just covered in like chimichurri sauce, like something to just like cancel out all that sweetness. That was a lot. So we just ended up having ice cream instead. Well, me and Andrea shared some ice cream. We were going to share 2 different flavors, but they were out of mint chocolate chip. Was it mint chocolate chip? They were out of mint. They had moose tracks. They had mint moose tracks. They were out of it. They're like, we're just out of mint. And I'm like, how are you just out of mint? It didn't make any sense to me. So the last thing on a Sunday is we ran over to Target because Marg loves Target so much. And then we went to H Mart to have dinner, and then we just shopped around a bit because it's like a little food court, and then they have a grocery store. And then the last thing that we did was have some tea, because if I hadn't told you yet, I was not feeling good, and I was like, tea solves everything. It does temporarily, especially if you have like a sore throat situation, but I think my denial was really helping keep the sickness at bay. Plus I was busy and distracted, and I was like, I have no time to be sick, so my body was like, okay, fair enough, until next week, until you get back from Austin, but that'll be for next week's plan with me. And ta-da! Here we have the whole week in full. I also forgot to mention that I added that quote box that says, planner friends make the best friends. It's so cute and so true and most appropriate for this week that I couldn't not include it. I couldn't figure out a way to finagle the SPC planner party, but I sent this spread to Andrea, and she said it's still super foily, so I will take that. But yes, I really love how this week turned out. I love these new bougie day extenders. They're amazing, and like I said, so luxuriously sexy. Just like, you need to feel them for yourselves. Love it so much, and I just really like how this week turned out. I was afraid I was gonna like not make it pretty because I was just trying to get it done, but she cute. I'll allow it. I love her. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and for being so patient with my weird upload schedule that has been consistent in the spreads, but not in when they get uploaded. But yeah. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I really don't know where I was going with that there. Bye!